Good morning. There she is,
How are
Teresita. I am very well. How are you? How are
I'm
you?
well. I'm a little shocked that my ad just got rejected, the one that was running. And when I shut down the other one and I duplicated and did a new ad, all of a sudden I got rejected both of them.
Ah, amazing. New challenge.
New challenge. What the hell? What the hell? I'm like, seriously? Come on. It was doing so well. I shouldn't have touched it again. I should just, so this morning it was like 23 instead of $46. And I'm like, what the hell's going on with Facebook?
Yeah, we will evaluate. We will evaluate. Okay. Let's
Okay.
start off. Let's start off. Okay. So, Teresita, glad to have you on board. And the amazing win, what was it, last week, right? 10K?
Last week, yeah, the one guy still hasn't followed through with the balance. I
Yeah,
have a
yeah, yeah.
deposit,
Uh-huh.
texted me again. I really want this, but I can't right now. Get on a phone call. And I'm like, well, time is of the essence, so we got to get moving.
Yes, yes, absolutely. Nonetheless, what has it been total then? I mean, once this is confirmed, 25K, was it? 25K
That was
on
25K.
how much ad spend? Like, was
Um,
it five? No, was it
no,
500? No.
I think the total ad spends right now. Uh, Let me look here for the last. Uh, we're talking about almost $600.
Wow.
Yeah,
25K, right? Once confirmed, of course. If not 20K, but hey, 20K is still pretty nice off
yeah,
600 on ad
yeah.
spend, right? But 25K on 600 ad spend, freaking incredible. That's amazing. That is amazing. Like honestly,
Pretty good.
great result. It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Stay
Right.
humble. I'm just
Yeah.
kidding.
Just, tell me what was it like before you joined COA then? Like where were you at? What were you yeah, like just tell me a bit more about your situation.
Yeah, like I said, I sold my brick and mortars and stopped doing consulting, domestically and internationally through a company. And then I decided to go on my own. When I went on my own, I started with ClickFunnels
Hmm.
in 2018. And I had clients here and there, but very sporadic, a little bit here, a little bit there, nothing solid. I'm still developing a skincare brand, so that's still running, and a
Hmm.
perfume brand. Um, but at the end of the day, I really love coaching, and it's something that I do well when I get the chance and the opportunity to do so. So I started with that 994 plan that Ed had, and listened to him on Clubhouse. And I said, let me try this. Also listen to the Mindset Mentor, Rob Dial.
Hmm.
So I bought his program, hated it because I'm not one to sit all day and do 100 DMs on Instagram. It's just not me. So when I had that conversation with Ed at 6 a.m. in the morning, and he said, stop fishing for clients and, let's do a strategic, ad spend, which that makes sense to me with my background. I said, let's do it. And when Ed shared with me the information, I said, let's go.
Amazing. Let's
So
go.
he made it easy. He made it easy for someone who's in coaching to be able to spend the money wisely and have the right systems, which is what I teach is systems.
Yes.
And that system does give you the return on the investment. Obviously, the investment of the 9,800, whatever, that comes off the top, and then the 600 ad spend. But still in all,
Mm.
if you look at it, $10,000, let's round up, or no, actually, let's say $15,000, and I got 10 back.
Hmm. Hmm.
If you
Yep.
think about
Hmm.
it, if you put the program into play, and
Yeah. Yeah.
the Clavio and all that
Of
stuff.
course,
And
this is something that you can repeat every month now, right? That's the thing. So it's I mean, again, you just keep on doing what you're doing right now and you just repeat this process month in, month out. Which is great, which is great. Honestly, great results. What have you enjoyed the most about COA? You know, some people say it's systems, maybe it's the ads process, the closer process, you know, the
I think
support.
it's, I think it's a package, Kevin. I think, you know, the fact that you have a system that has been proven to work, it's teachable. You have the support with you and the clinics, and you have all these templates
Mm,
that just makes it easy for you to follow. And you know, the active campaign, the, you know, the calendar, I mean, those are all things that I knew of, but put them all together in a package,
mm,
which is kind of what COA does. It's a no-brainer. And for me, that has been the biggest asset. And you know, when I teach other coaches and other business owners and whatever, it's easy to do that because you already have the foundation.
mm.
And you know, not everyone fits every package, but this is pretty darn good.
Pretty done.
Yeah,
Amazing,
pretty sweet.
amazing.
So
Um,
that's what makes me happy about the investment.
Incredible, incredible. What would you tell someone who wanted to join COA?
Oh, I already told people, but you know,
Yeah.
people are like, whatever, you know, whatever, that's this.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, you're following a method that is getting you nowhere, or yeah, it'll get you there in 5 years. Why don't you do it in 5 months?
Mm, yeah, yeah. Or less. I mean, you what? How many months? 3?
No, I think I'm on 4. I think I'm
Maybe
over
4?
it. Actually, I'm probably entering my 5th.
Mm,
So I have 2 more months with this
mhm.
program. So
Yes.
yeah, no, this is pretty darn good. Hold on a second. I have spa music playing all morning while I work to relax. It's a
Amazing,
little
amazing.
loud.
It's
There we
cool.
go. That's there we go. But yeah, at the end of the day, I like the support that we get, you know, when you're stuck on something, there's a good support,
Mm,
and
yeah.
that's important to me.
Yes.
I have an office and I end up working in the kitchen. That's so
Mhm.
funny. Um, but you know, the if I were to say, hey, can we just do this to make it a little easier? Like sometimes you forget on the resources which module to go
Mm,
to kind of fix a problem, if you will.
mhm.
That could be better, but it's great anyway.
Incredible, incredible. Okay, look, you know, Teresita, again, awesome work, awesome work. At the end of the day, you just follow the process, you know, kind of plug and play, use the system given to you, use the support, and that's why you're at where you're at. Okay, so thank you for taking the time to be with us, and look, I am so super excited to see the rest of your journey, where we'll be going. Amazing work. Okay, so well done on that one.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah, I couldn't have done it without you guys' support, honestly.
Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
It would have
Yeah,
taken
so
me a year.
yeah, next steps for you. Because obviously I know you're now thinking of scaling, right? Well, next steps, we were presented with a new challenge just now. The
Yeah, I'll fix
yeah,
it. It's just
yeah.
fine.
Again, make sure you get to support the group. Okay, make sure you understand why it got restricted in the first place. Okay, because it has been there for ages, and again, these are people
They
that
just
just
did, yeah, they just did it. I mean, they canceled the ad that was doing phenomenal. I didn't touch that one,
mm, mm,
and
yeah,
they just rejected both ads.
yeah,
I just duplicated the second one and changed the image. You know, like
mm,
you always change something. So I just changed the image, nothing else.
yes,
And it got
yes,
rejected.
yeah, yeah. So post in the group. It will still give a reason why, right? Again, remember these are human people that check. So then when you duplicate an ad or make a new ad, a new person checks it, and then they just say, for whatever reason, just like, no, I don't like that one.
Hmm.
Restricted, right? So again, this is why when you review it, again, a person will be there. It's not even necessarily. I don't think it's the same person. It's someone different looking at it and being like, yeah, that looks okay. Or they agree and be like, no, that is not okay, right? So just, always remember that. Um, when your ads are up and running, this is just like at your stage, spend more. That's
I
it.
did. I added like another $5 to the
Yeah,
original.
So I would again, I would double, right? So you're at a stage where you kind of know that with 600 equating to whatever, 20 grand, 25 grand, doesn't matter, right?
Right.
It's just spend 2 grand, right? If you want to make serious cash, just spend 2 grand. Of course, with 2 grand spend, again, we just have to evaluate how your audience size, how quickly does it saturate the audience that you have. These are just common things of scaling, right? But it's all right because at the end of the day, you do what you're doing, you adjust the ad, you use lookalike audiences, etc., and you just keep on going through it. Okay. So just really, really simple for you. Just spend more. Just spend more. Um, and as I said, just focus on building assets that will help you in terms of improving your current conversion. So it's not just about spending more, it's about seeing what works already, as we kind of always discuss, and just compounding. It's don't like I wouldn't even say start working on the webinar or try and using a webinar thumbnail at this point. Um, until again, it's like 30K solid in that one process. Okay, you're solid, consistent. Let's start running that webinar ad and just seeing, is that helping us? Because ultimately, what we want from a webinar ad is just, again, is this helping with our conversions throughout the whole process? And what does that mean? It means not just with getting more book calls in, it means that you may notice that, oh, my sales calls are a lot easier. So again, the pitch, do they come in still asking a lot of questions?
Mhm.
Or do they now come in just saying, yeah, here's my credit card. I know enough about you to basically trust you. I understand your process. It all makes sense to me. Okay. So again, this is where we come back into, yes, build a webinar or consolidate on the webinar you have right now to make it make more sense and refine off the back of um, your client feedback, which is essentially, we've discussed this, time. I would rinse your webinar with the time objection everywhere. Yeah, to say time,
Okay.
time, right? Because it's important because that's the thing that they are struggling to get back, right? So, you know, that is all we need to do. Which is not in the grand scheme of things, it's not much. Apart from that, that's scaling. What you can do now, as I said, are you emailing?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Every week.
sending every week.
I email and every day if I don't get it on the phone, I text, I email.
Yeah. So
Read
new content, right? So once again, just showing up with
content.
new content, okay? And
Get the
again, just noticing what is bringing the most traction. So obviously you can go into the statistics, onto like analyze it and be how many are getting the most open rates and
right.
how many are getting the most click-through rates. Okay.
Gotcha.
So it is a thing of like just again, the primary thing is just conversations, right? But if you do have the time and you are generating good cash, it's just okay. You can start looking into these little things in emails where it's just like, oh, okay, so I can see
So
because
that
just
email
because,
work,
yeah,
yeah.
because maybe it's a certain email doesn't get good open rates, but the click-through rate is actually really good, meaning the content they liked it. Guess what? Then it's the title of the email. People were not attracted to that initial title. So you can tweak the title so that more people can open that same email and have more people click through. Okay. This is getting very nitty gritty, like it really is. But again, like it's just you have to scale quite a bit to just again, what you really want is just that initial 30-day email sequence to be your best emails. That's
Okay.
what eventually what you want to get to. The 31st emails that they get once they're in your ecosystem, they're
Right.
the best ones. You're offering them the best ones out of all the emails you've ever sent.
So
So
that automated emails that Ed gave us, the templates, those are the first ones that go out.
yeah, you
And
can
then
adapt them
I
again.
would,
It's something that we give you, but it's a thing of are people actually booking in because of them, right? Maybe because again, we give you simplicity. Great emails would be ones that could perhaps, yes, tell a story, but then also include a training in them, right? So
mm-hmm,
they click onto the training, they see
mm-hmm,
the 5-minute time training, okay?
right.
But you know what? I am really struggling on this. This makes a lot of sense to me.
Yeah,
Fine, let me book in.
like I
Yeah,
like the 5-minute training. Yeah, that would
yeah.
be.
So you're just compounding, basically building assets on top of it. But your main assets, so let's just break this down, okay? Number one, yes, spend more after you so let me
After
also
they get back to
yeah.
approval status,
Exactly.
I
Yes.
believe. I'm like, what is that?
Yeah.
They did this to me once before.
Yeah. 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 So
Okay.
make sure, yeah, just spend more.
Refine my webinar. My webinar should be, you think my training webinar in a email should be like 5 minutes?
It's not a training webinar, it's just a training, right? So when just for simplicity in terms of the language you're using, the webinar is what will eventually be your front end piece,
Okay.
right? Which again needs to be short, concise, to the point within explaining those three core pillars of
Mhm.
how you help people, right? And that's all it is. That's your webinar training. Any other trainings you do are really just based on the same thing, right? They really, really are. Again, I just because it's think about I'm not even saying it's a necessity. Once again, it's just getting a flavor of different approaches of how they are experiencing your content. So again,
Mhm.
pictures, videos, text, voice, okay? Like as in, why not? A training could just be an audio.
Mhm.
As an example, hey, listen to this audio while you're commuting. I don't know, right? Because maybe I don't have time. Yeah,
Mhm.
I built this for you so you can listen to it on how to, build more time for yourself, blah, blah, blah. And it's an audio. I'm not saying that's what you do. I'm just saying, again, it's appreciating. There is no, again, we don't teach this, but there's no fixed way on trying to build the assets that bring in people. This is why we focus on the one, which is just the front end. Okay. Front end, because at the end of the day, when you're trying to grow like or nurture an audience, it can be done in so many ways. Like it really, really can.
Mhm.
Um, my preference is training videos. Right? That's me because I genuinely enjoy videos. Right? I really, really enjoy videos more than podcasts. Okay, I don't like listening to podcasts. I like very specific, like training principles and like broken down. Right? So podcasts are okay. Like I don't say I don't like them, but I know I like training videos more, is what I'm
Okay.
saying. Right? That's me personally. So guess what? I like doing them because I like viewing them myself. Right?
Right. Right.
So same thing for you. Sometimes it is just the thing of like, this is what I like doing, and that's perfectly fine. Then you do that kind of content that just, makes you feel like, oh, I really like that. You know? Yeah, does that make sense?
Yeah, no, it makes sense. I just wrote it down. It's funny because as I'm training these customers, clients, it's just they're all different but the same,
They're all, yep,
obviously,
yep,
because they're all different industries.
yep,
The problem is the same
yep.
and the struggles are the same, lack of confidence, lack of time, doing everything themselves, as opposed to delegating. They don't have a structure. This one that my client, she's on week 4. Last night was like she grew
Mm,
exponentially, and she's going to be one of my biggest advocates for the program.
amazing, amazing. Yeah,
But yeah, it changes almost every day, but the same foundation is there.
yes, of course. No,
Same.
I would have never guessed that ever. Same thing with COA. All of you are different,
Yeah, it's the
but it's
same.
all the same. It's all the
Yeah.
same, right? So, again, just to summarize everything, okay? Ad spend, number one. Just
Mm.
after you fix the ads,
Yep.
review. Yeah, get a review, get us to see help you in with that as well. So tag Laura and Yulia into that, right? To ensure that you're doing the right thing when you're creating the new ad again, or not new ad. There's something wrong. Maybe one person missed it the first time around, and then they've gone on in it and saying like, no, this is not allowed, right? Our mistake, and it has happened to me. I've been able to put on ads, and then later it gets shut down. I'm like, what?
Yeah,
No,
it was really weird.
yeah,
When I got that message, I was like, Excuse me? Uh,
yeah, exactly.
multi-level marketing." Like,
There
what?
it is. Yeah.
policies,
You're
right?
promoting something a lot that's to do with basically making money, and they don't like that. So try and find where that is. Once again, post in the group. Laura and Yulia will direct you further on that. But somewhere you're mentioning too much things about making money.
Ah, there's nothing,
So
there's
check
nothing.
it. Check. I'm not sure. Yeah.
That's
Post in the group.
weird,
Let's
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
And then secondly, as I said, just start building out your assets. And honestly, I would just build out the webinar, right? A fantastic webinar fighting off every single objection that your clients come to on your sales calls, right? So if it is a money thing, again, this is the structure of in the webinar, you need to get them to understand that you mentioned confidence, right? Confidence is a thing. So again, this is all relatable. Confidence to lead, confidence to know that things will work if you have the right systems in place. Therefore, this is what I do with my clients. I take them through, and then whatever. Again, it's just always relating it back to the money. Again, what are the three elements? Okay, the
For me,
method, the
for me,
method. Yeah,
okay.
it's method objection,
No
right?
drama.
Internal objection, and then external objection. Now,
Okay.
how this works, so the way I was able to more easily interpret this in my head, right? I'll give you an example because internal objection doesn't have to necessarily mean about internal beliefs. It's more about, again, beliefs about the system you're using. So if you look at Russell Brunson, one of his webinars was, hey, the method is people think websites are the thing to use. Mm-mm. You want to use funnels, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
method. Now, the thing is, the internal objection, second secret, is you think that using funnels, oh my God, this is new. It's so difficult to use. I'm very crap with tech. I don't know if I can do this.
Right.
He demonstrates actually funnels are the easiest thing to use. They're drag and drop, and he shows the demonstration. And you can
Mm-hmm.
build a whole funnel within 10 minutes.
Right.
So internal objection there. If you thought it was hard to do, it's like, oh no, it's the simplest thing to do, right?
Right.
And then the external objection, money, was you then show the demonstration of modeling things that are already out there, creating funnels based on other funnels that are the same, and saying that if you could, and he done the maths, and he just said if you could just get a fraction of that, this is what you can achieve. Okay, and it was a huge amount. I can't remember the specific specificity of it. Okay, but that's kind of the same framing that you want to go about, but it's easier to just do your methodology, your pillars as you see them. Forgetting, for me, forgetting about um the method, internal and external objections at the beginning. Because you're trying to always relate it to these things and it pulls you away from your core teachings, essentially. So if you see my webinar, right, my one's, hey, anxiety is in the body, right? That's what I've said. But what's the internal objection though? In the body. But I'm having all these thoughts. I'm having all these intrusive thoughts. I keep on worrying. Surely it's the thoughts though. And you're not addressing the thoughts. You can't just, only do it with the body. Yeah, you're right. So that's
Mm-hmm.
why we then do this instead. And so again, when every single time for whatever reason, they think it can't work, that's my secret, essentially. Right. But I tied it into essentially, stop, stop, what's it called? Stop thinking and start feeling. Okay. I talk about state change instead. Okay. To address this thing of thoughts, because I think thoughts is still the issue. Right.
Right.
But I'm just blocking that out and being like, no, remember what your webinar is doing is a shift in beliefs. Every single secret is a shift in beliefs of how they perceive a problem and why they think the problem's a problem. And then you come in with a new way and saying, that's not an issue. You do this. And then my last secret, again, well, I changed it, but again, it was the mindset, right? Beliefs. This is what I then start talking about. But then I say how beliefs obviously would then impact every single area of their life, not just anxiety, and therefore allow them to get the career they want, do this, do that. But again, you
Right.
see, like I didn't try base it on my core pillars. Is at the end of the day, it's body work, state change, and beliefs. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
because before my beliefs was the second one because I thought, oh, beliefs have to do with internal objection, right? But I just forgot about all that, right? Because of course it's beliefs, right? You think, oh, beliefs are about internal, right? But I just said sod it, just forget about that and just focus on just explaining things in a way that flows naturally to you,
Right,
and then tie in the internal and external objection wherever you can, right?
right.
Or it's usually very, very easy, very, very easy to do.
I will say that I've improved, just listening to you and Ed and Dave. Um, the calls are easier, obviously people with situations, people will not buy. Out of the setter calls that I've had better success than not. It's just, we're still getting the phone numbers that are fakes, and even though I
Mm,
have that
mm,
that stuff in there, but it's a numbers game. I get it. So out of 150 leads, 5 clients, not bad.
yeah, no, it's good. It's good. Yeah,
Not bad.
definitely. Yeah,
Not
it's
bad at
good.
all.
You know, so
So
yeah, it's all good.
that
It's
the
just
belief
yeah.
process is really shifting their mindset.
Hmm. Yeah,
You're
yeah, and that's all you have, and again, that's what you have to try and do with the webinar, right? So all you're ever doing with that webinar is you're listening on a sales call, right? What they're going through, and ultimately their objections as to what we've seen is time. We have
time and
seen financial. We have seen financial. Okay.
hmm
So guess what? You mentioned that in the webinar. Again, you mentioned these things, right? You may be someone who is in the red, okay? Because then they're going to relate to it more. You may be someone who is in the red. You're in negative already. And I understand that. But that's why when you follow my methodology, blah, 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 it's again, it's no brainer. It's you're you're convincing them on a process. They're like, that makes sense. Yeah, that makes logical sense. What would be a good external one off the top of my head? It's again, it's just breaking down numbers. Like these are business people. It's breaking down numbers. If you can use numbers in your webinar for that third secret, then you're able to. They'll just be like, that makes sense, right? Russell Brunson does it. Ed does it. If you look at his webinar, he breaks down numbers, and his last one is to do with you just look at this. This is what I mean. Like his last pillar is to do with one-to-one versus group coaching.
hmm
Yeah.
hmm
So what does
which
that
is where
mean?
I want to go. I want to
Yeah.
go there.
Yeah. Exactly. One-to-one versus group coaching. One-to-one, you can't scale. You'll always be stuck. And he does the maths. This is how much you can earn. You can't earn more than that. Instead, you do group coaching, signature program. This is how you're able to then scale to the moon. And then he shows the maths. So he shows the potential of what can be achieved by, again, just going in a different route. So the same thing for you, it's what part of your methodology basically increases their revenue, right? Maybe you have to break it down in terms of um, this portion of delegation,
hmm
okay?
And accountability,
Because again,
delegation.
delegation, I think we
Yeah.
went through this. If it was me, I would think numbers. How many like maybe it's I'm not sure. I know definitely if it was something like a high turnover rate in terms of they get people in, contractors, whatever, out, and just do the numbers and show them basic numbers to just say, yeah. So after all this time of you thinking you're getting the problem solved, this is actually what it's costing you. You're still in negative because you keep on going through this route. Instead of you follow my methodology where we talked about it, right? You said you can train someone up in 2 weeks to be ready to receive absolutely any task they can do. Then that's a total savings of bang, right? So immediately in those short webinar, they see saving. You save them money. And so when they get onto a call with you, they already have that information in mind of like, we save money
hmm
already, right? That's what the webinar does. Yeah. Does that make sense, Teresita?
Yeah. I like that. I just wrote down delegation empowers your team to do the work, duplicating your efforts, which means you don't have to do it all yourself, which means if you do it all yourself, it'll cost you more time and money.
Yeah. And use specific figures, right? I would genuinely say just use specific figures because again, like you say it, but until numbers are shown, these are business people. Business people like numbers. You show numbers, especially because you're on a return on investment offer. Show them numbers, and they're like, ah, okay, that makes sense. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. We were having a lot of fun. I didn't even notice that time moved by so quickly.
Oh yeah.
I
I
had
know,
the
right?
next person on, that's why.
Okay. All
Okay,
right.
Teresita,
Thank
thank you so
you.
much.
And I'll see
Okay, and I'll see you
I'll
next
see
one.
you at noon. See you at
I'll
noon.
see you. Yes, yes, I'll see you soon after. Okay,
Okay.
take care. Bye
Bye.
bye. Bye.